Hi, and welcome to Lifecentre's third video. In this video, titled What Contexts Our Training is Best Suited For, we're going to look at all the different environments that you can use our training platform to equip yourself and your teams. Our training can be done alone, or a group leader can purchase the relevant training sessions and play them on a screen to a group of staff or volunteers. If you do plan on running them as a group session, we highly recommend that you watch through all the training videos yourself first to not only familiarise yourself with how the platform works, but to also spend some time thinking through how you want to run the exercises in your setting. For medium or large groups, you can organise maybe a training event and spend a couple of days or even a weekend and run through all the relevant sessions back to back. We've seen some other organisations who have conducted training weekly, maybe on a Tuesday evening, for example, and covered a training module per week, and that's spread over a few weeks. Some of the larger modules, if you're going to do it that way, such as the trauma and the secondary trauma module, have needed to be broken down and split over 2 evenings. This has given enough time for the content to both sink in and for the exercises to be carried out in a group setting. If your team or volunteers find it difficult to commit to training events such as these, you could always do a buddy system, whereby volunteers watch the training in their own time, whenever's convenient for them, and then arrange to meet up with their training buddy to go through the exercises and chat through the training. This is a great way of getting your volunteers in the habit of processing traumatic content with others and offloading, which is a skill we look at more closely in the secondary trauma module. One thing to consider is that the training platform doesn't allow 2 people to be logged onto the system at once. So for example, if you're watching the training and another person logs on at the same time as you, you may be kicked out of the training platform and not allowed back in until that person logs off. So if you are distributing your login details, if you're sending out your email and your password to your team, for example, so that they can all watch the training in their own time, you may need to create some kind of informal or maybe formal training rota that can provide each person with a slot for them to log into the system and watch it. This just prevents people from being booted out of the training midway through. For larger teams, you may need to create multiple logins. This obviously means that you will need to purchase the material multiple times, depending on how many logins you create, but that may be the best solution for larger teams where a rota would just become far too convoluted because there's just too many people involved. We've seen some projects who have even asked their volunteers to create their own logins and purchase the training themselves and absorb that cost as part of them equipping themselves and fulfilling what they may feel is their calling to work alongside survivors. Now, this can be split with their training buddy, but it's also just something for you to consider and look at how you want to set it up. Over the years, we've seen the training delivered in a variety of different settings. People have chosen to watch it on their laptops in the comfort of their own home. Others have projected it onto huge big screens in churches or village halls and played it to like 50 plus, more than that, 100 plus volunteers at the same time. We've even seen a small group of women huddle around a phone in a refugee camp and watch the training there. At the end of the day, it's up to you how creative you want to be when you look at the facilities you have available to you in order to work out what context is best suited to deliver the training content. And you'll get a lot more ideas for that once you've watched through it.